Have you ever wondered what it would be like to draft your very own Dynasty fantasy basketball team? If so, you're in the right place. In this episode, we will be participating in a real-life startup Dynasty Points League draft on ESPN. Welcome to Game Pick Fantasy Basketball. I'm your host, Robin Marks. You can connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Game Pick Podcast. If it's your first time here and you love fantasy sports, please consider subscribing to the channel. I want to quickly take time to shout out all of the members of this Dynasty Startup League. First off, big shout out to my man Ants Time, AP Jones, Aussie Boomers, David Vega, Diego V710, Ebalata, Jay the Goat, Carrick, Swaffalot49, and of course, AI43NR_FN. What a name. There's some of the most active members in our Discord community. So honored that they're joining me for this draft tonight. This episode is brought to you by Owner's Box and their new one-of-a-kind fantasy sports format, Lightning Lineups. The game is super simple. All you have to do is pick the lineup that you think will score the most fantasy points. When you start the game, you'll see 3 sets of lineups with 3 players each. If you don't like the options presented to you, pick a brand new lineup by spinning the Lightning Lineups button. You can spin as many times as you want until you find the team that you like. After you pick your lineup, you can even add more lineups to increase your payouts. Finally, choose your desired entry amount and watch live as your team racks up points. It's easy as spin, pick, win. Sign up right now and use the promo code GamePickPodcast. Owner's Box will match your first deposit up to $500. That is one of the largest deposit matches in the industry. Do not miss out. To sign up, download the Owner's Box app on Android or iOS or visit ownersbox.com. And don't forget, use the promo code GamePickPodcast. We will be picking from the 9th position. Not my favorite place to pick from. I like to pick from the top of the draft or the bottom of the draft. In that middle, anywhere from like 3 to 10, I'm really not with it. I like a 1 pick, a 2 pick, 11 or 12. But what are you going to do when you have randomized order? Again, this is a real life Dynasty startup draft with members, some of the most active members of our Discord community. So I'm really excited. I think this is going to be quite competitive. Some of my league mates wanted me to actually live stream the draft tonight, but I was thinking, like, if I live stream the draft, like, y'all gonna know exactly what I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record this draft and then we'll upload it as a live stream later on. With that said, there's a couple of things that I like to do before the draft. I typically have some like paper. I'm old school. Like, I'll have some paper rankings, but just in the spirit of transparency and giving you the opportunity to kind of see behind the scenes of how I like to draft, I'm gonna share some different resources on the screen when I look at them. So here are my rankings. These are actually the Game Pick Points Dynasty rankings that I'll be sharing with #basketball every month. And I'm really excited about. I'm going to be doing some notes for each player. It's going to be really fun. And then also I'm going to look at #basketball Points League Dynasty rankings here as well. So we'll be looking at those throughout the night just to kind of see where people are drafting their players and also giving us some kind of reference point to compare our rankings to. And for the most part, we'll stay here in the draft room. So with the 9th pick, I'm looking at, obviously, Jokic, Giannis, Luka are going to be off the board. Here on these rankings or these or this ADP projections here for ESPN, they are specific to points leagues. So this is all lined up for the points leagues. This is not category like Yahoo, for example. Their rankings are kind of all up in the air. You don't know, are they for points, whatever. So we're here using points leagues. However, this is not dynasty rankings. So some of the people who I'm competing against might be looking at this as what the law is, which it's very close to what you would want to do for a dynasty draft. However, things like let's say LeBron James here at the 11th pick in Dynasty, I wouldn't start looking at LeBron James until over here on #basketball. LeBron James, I think, is in the 50s or something. I'd have to look. I'm digging. I still haven't seen him yet. So he's number 60 on #basketball. And I think for my rankings, he's in a similar place, 62. He's even lower. So if someone grabs him earlier on, for me, that's short-term thinking. And another thing to note about a dynasty is that I'm always trying to win, right? So I'm competing. I'm in a win now mentality. So some of these players like KD, like Steph Curry, who, these guys are older guys in terms of basketball age. So Steph Curry is 34.5. Kevin Durant is 34 years old. Like, those guys are older in basketball years. So that's something to keep in mind. Are you going to try to win now and grab some of those guys and enjoy them for the next 2 to 3 years? Or do you want to build out a more long-term young roster with players like Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, guys who are 25, maybe 27 years old? Anyway, we're 10 seconds from the draft starting. Let's do this. Oh, God. Hell, baby. I know, listen, I've been saying it. My man, Team Time, who is Ant's time, is up. I don't think he's here. It looks like he will be auto drafting. Oh, turn that down. We don't want to get a copyright strike for sound. That's whack. So first pick is Team Time, which is my man Ant's time. He looks like he's a no-show. So it looks like we got 4 no-shows, which is whack, wiggity whack. But big shout out to David Vega, who's in the building. Valdivia, I'm not sure who that is, but big shout out to you. Sometimes we have different names in the Discord, and there goes Ibalata. He just pulled up last minute. So Ibalata pulled up. He's going to be taking a second pick. I imagine he's going to grab Giannis if Jokic goes off the board. Big shout out to Aussie Boomers, one of my men's from Australia. Booyaka, 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 all day, every day, and tomorrow. You know how we do. Couple shrimps on a barbie with a little NBA. Make it pay. All right, we're going to get it cooking. So as expected, we got the Greek Freak. We got the Joker off of the board. Then surprisingly, second is Luka. Actually, not surprisingly. For me, for my rankings, I got Luka number 2 as well. And I think #basketball also has him. So that's not surprisingly at all. I'm thinking with a redraft mindset. So no, Luka at 2 is great. That's a great pick. Team Balata is starting off strong. Then we got Team Romo auto drafting. No good. Anywho, so while we wait for this 22 seconds of auto drafting to happen, I want to give a big shout out to Owner's Box, sponsoring this video. We're really hyped about connecting with them and their lightning lineups fantasy game. It's a one-of-a-kind game. You got to check it out. Use the promo code GamePickPodcast. Here we go. 3 seconds on the clock. Giannis is off the board, I bet you. There it goes. Giannis goes 3. And now we got Team Romo, a human being who is actually drafting today. Big shout out to my man, Team Romo. Let's do it. I know he's looking at LaMelo right now because LaMelo is, according to these standards, the number 4 pick. Right now, according to my rankings, I would take Karl-Anthony Towns. I know a lot of people have doubts about Karl-Anthony Towns because of Rudy Gobert coming to town, and also, he didn't have the best season last year. I just have faith in the young man, and I think that he is at his age. I think he is 26 years old still. He's still a very young guy. I'm looking at Karl-Anthony Towns. If he could roll to me in the 9th, with the 9th pick, I would be super excited. But let's see what happens here. Also, Jason Tatum is another person that I'm interested in around this place, around this spot, I should say. Even people like Trae Young. And yes, LaMelo goes off the board. That's a great pick. I'm not mad at that. Listen, you got to make the decision that's best for your team. I think that's a great pickup. So now with the 5th pick is my man, David Vega. And David Vega, big shout out to you because David Vega works hard at fantasy. He's studying. He's trying to find the right player. And David Vega grabs Ja Morant. I'm not mad at that pick at all. And then we got Jason Tatum off the board with Team Valdivia. So we are cooking now. The draft is in full effect. Hey, listen, I told you I would be interested in Karl Anthony Towns. However, there's a lot of goodness in other places here, like people like Trae Young and Joel Embiid. So these are the three players I'm looking at. Let's look at hashtag basketball's rankings. They have Trae Young at 5, Karl Anthony at 7, and Joel at 9. I have Karl Anthony at 4, Trae Young at 6, Joel at 7. So right now I'm going to shift it to go between Trae and Karl Anthony Towns. And please note, I have Karl Anthony Towns in a couple of my other dynasty leagues. So although my rankings will show that I'm interested in him on a personal level, I don't believe I have a Trae Young dynasty team. And like, people don't come off of Trae Young. So that's really interesting to me. This makes it easier for us. Joel Embiid goes off the board at the 1-7 pick by Team Atkins. So Joel Embiid is off of the board, folks. So that makes things easy for me. So now I'm eyeing Trae Young and Karl Anthony Towns. Aussie Boomers is the one who asked me, oh, he drafts James Harden. That makes it super easy for me. So James Harden, listen, I think James Harden in the first round of a redraft league is the way to go. However, I believe that, in a dynasty, because of the age, that there's a question mark there. So for me, I'm going to have to go Trae Young because I think people are undervaluing Karl Anthony Towns, and I think he might fall to me in the next round, maybe. So I'm going to just draft Trae Young right here. And you see I got Atlanta in the back. I live in the Atlanta area. I'm all Trae Young all day, every day. I'm actually targeting DeJounte Murray if I could. I'm trying to see if I can steal that. So with the 1-7 pick was Joel Embiid. The 1.8 pick was James Harden, which again, for a win now build, I think that's the way to go, Aussie Boomers. Like, with these dynasty leagues, there's no telling what's going to happen. If you can get the win, so go for it. But for me, I want to go young, especially with my first pick, and have a solid building block to build around. So I'm going to pick Trae Young with the 1.9. And then we have Swaffalot, who is another active member. He is here picking live. Big shout out to Swaffalot. He's going to be looking right now probably at KD, Damian Lillard. He might jump out the window with Tyrese Halliburton, who, according to ESPN points league rankings, is number 8, which I believe is way too high. I haven't seen enough from him, but there he goes. He goes in the first round. Tyrese Halliburton is going in the first round in dynasty drafts, which is amazing to me. So I have him ranked, I want to say 16th or 17th. I have him 17th here. He's 22 years old. And hashtag basketball has him ranked at 17th as well. So we're right in stride there. Him going this early, I could be wrong. Like, maybe he will take a huge leap, but I typically move people into that first round stratosphere once they prove it. He had a great year last year, but he wasn't the 10th, best player in points leagues. I'd have to go back and take a look, but I know he was like in the 20s, maybe even 30s. But hey, to each his own. Next up, we had New York Sexland, who picks Zion Williamson with the 1.11 pick, with the first round 11th pick. I love it. This is a great sign to me that Karl Anthony Towns could fall to me. If Karl Anthony Towns does not fall to me, I'm going to start going old quick. I'm going to be eyeing Kevin Durant. I'm going to be eyeing Steph Curry. I'm going to be eyeing those two players. Maybe even Damian Lillard here. Damian Lillard, let me just check his rankings. According to hashtag basketball, they have Damian Lillard at 28. He is 32 years old. They have Kevin Durant at 27, at rank number 27. Steph Curry, ranked number 26. So for me, these are guys that I'm looking at. After Zion, we had Cade Cunningham goes to Team Cantrell at the 12th pick. Cantrell has a back-to-back pick. Let's see who he grabs here, because for me, I'm praying they let Karl Anthony Towns fall to me. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, I might actually light up, my cup. My cup might be like blinking lights, because we're going to celebrate any of those kind of wins that we get tonight. We're going to celebrate them with just lighting up the cup and showing some love to the people who let that slide to me. Anyway, Cantrell grabs Anthony Edwards. I love that pick. I am uber high on Anthony Edwards, like Wanderlust high, like Cheech and Chong high on Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards, like today I was in the Locked On Fantasy Fantasy Basketball Bowl, and I had a pick, and I didn't pick Anthony Edwards. I took Devin Booker over him. But man, I love Anthony Edwards. So any stock I can get on him, I'm happy. So it looks like I'm one pick away. So that was Cade Cunningham at the 112, and then at the 2-1 is Anthony Edwards. Now at the 2-2 goes Darius Garland, which I think is a little early, especially with and we lost Anthony Edwards. Daggone it. So I'm not gonna light up the drink there. Man, I'm mad about that. That's a great pick, Swap a Lot. I'm watching you swap a lot. So now I have to reconfigure. I'm looking at Kevin Durant. I'm looking at Devin Booker. I'm looking at Steph Curry. I don't believe Kevin Durant will fall back to me. I think at his age, you know what I mean? In Dynasty, yes, this could be a win now kind of a situation for you, but I think Devin Booker will also provide me some value. So I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna continue with what I've been doing today. I've been grabbing Devin Booker everywhere. I'm gonna grab Book. I'm gonna just grab Book. I'm gonna leave KD and Steph Curry alone. If for some reason they slide down to me, I might consider them. And also another player I'm looking at is DeJounte Murray. So off the board next, Aussie Boomers grabs LeBron James. He's in win now mode, and I love that. He grabs LeBron James, and then Damian Lillard goes with the sixth pick in the second round. So that is 2-6, Damian Lillard. Then we have Team Valdiva picks Bam Adebayo with the 2-7. Okay, so this is interesting. We got a few auto picks coming, so it looks like the likes of Kevin Durant are going to be off the board and gone by the time I come back around. So I'm going to be looking more in the range of people like CJ McCollum and all of that messiness. So it doesn't look fun for me. Let's just say that. But after Kevin Durant at the 2-8, we have Pascal Siakam at the 2-9, goes to Team Romo. By the way, Kevin Durant was grabbed by Team Vega. Great pick. After Vucevic, we have Domantas Sabonis. Then we have DeMar DeRozan, who goes to Team Time. Then we have Rudy Gobert that goes to Team Time on a back-to-back. Then we have Evan Mobley. Love that pick. Then we have Steph Curry, DeJounte Murray. Now, I have to start preparing for what I'm going to do next. Kyrie Irving is hanging out here. No one looks like they're checking for him. Also, Kawhi Leonard is another one that's hanging around here. Both of these players, again, not super crazy about either one of them. However, it's something you have to consider. Then we have SGA, who SGA has an injury here, but it doesn't appear to be a serious injury. This is what they say. They say Thunder's general manager, Sam Presti, said Friday that the team would love for SGA to be ready for the start of the regular season, but we can't make predictions like that. So SGA is somebody you want to look at because he's falling in drafts. So according to my rankings, I have him at 19th, which would be tons of value here. And then according to hashtag, they have him at 11. So for me, SGA here is somebody I'm interested in. I don't know if I want to take the risk of letting him come back to me and grab a Kyrie Irving or a Kawhi Leonard, you know, and especially with their consistent and habitual tanking, it's very concerning. And also I have a bunch of guards already. So for me, I want to just check Kyrie's age really quick because that's one of the things that I like to look at. Kyrie's 30 years old. So we got a little bit more time on Kyrie. So I'm going to just go ahead and grab Kyrie. If I can grab Kyrie in the third round, I'm not mad at that at all. So we grab our first older player, who's Kyrie, and we're going to pray that people are scared to draft SGA. And here's the thing that happens often in fantasy, guys. People, you see somebody that you want, and then you kind of wait to see if he'll come back around, and then they never come back around. So if it's somebody that you want, like me and SGA just now, we had a moment, but even though my rankings say get him, there's question marks around him. And also he is on a team that consistently tanks. That's why I stayed away. However, if for some reason he comes back to that pick 40 and I get him, we will be lighting up this glass. So let's go ahead and recap really quick. We had Steph Curry go at the 3-3. DeJounte Murray at the 3-4. Scotty Barnes at round 3, pick 5. De'Aaron Fox, 3-6. Jalen Brunson, 3-7. Atkins, that's a little early for Brunson. Let's slow down. Anthony Davis, y'all know how I feel about Anthony Davis. I'm not going to say anything. At the 3-8. Then we had Kyrie Irving at the 3-9. Not mad at that. And look, Swap-A-Lot grabbed SGA. Love that. Ben Simmons goes next. Oh, I love that. I love that. Now we're cooking. We are competing. Guys are like not playing any games. Let me check out my rankings and make sure I don't miss out on any of this goodness here. So let's see who is here. Paolo Bankero is somebody that is on my rankings high. I have him at 30. Let's see where they have him. They have him at 29. So that's who I'm targeting. I'm going young again. I'm going to go Bankero just because we don't know. We don't know. Like, is it a reach to grab him in the 4th round? Maybe, especially if people are looking at the rankings based on ESPN. But if they're looking at hashtags rankings or my rankings, look, there goes Paolo. Listen, that's the thing about drafting against guys that follow your content, yo. Like, I just talked about Paolo Bankero. These guys are drafting according to the rankings. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. So funny. Oh, God. So let me start getting focused here. So Paul George is around here. I need a balance of young and old here. So I'm going to, if they're going to keep letting Paul George fall, even though Paul George is way down in these rankings, he's somebody that could be super valuable for a team that's trying to win now. So let's take a look at him. We'll also be taking a look at Kawhi. Let's see where Kawhi is according to hashtag basketball. Kawhi. Oh, man. We got Kawhi way down here. Kawhi is way down, stay down. And that's the thing. I don't typically mess with Kawhi, man. Like, Kawhi is somebody that if I could get him for a deal, I'll be interested in him. But, like, I don't need that kind of stress in my life. Do they even have him ranked? Where is he? Jeez Louise. We have to come back and look. I can't even find him. Oh, somebody dropped. Listen, you guys are in my head. So big shout out to Jalen Green going to Team Cantrell. I'm not happy with that pick, Team Cantrell, but I hope you win. Kawhi Leonard goes to Sexland. That's what I'm talking about. Like, guys are in my head. You got to make sure if you're releasing this content, you're okay with guys taking advantage of that. So I got Donovan Mitchell way down here, and I do not mess with Donovan Mitchell. But for Dynasty, if you look at hashtag basketball, they got Donovan Mitchell ranked 14th. I got Donovan Mitchell ranked 14th. So I'm going to grab the Don. They got him down here at 50. I'm getting him with pick 40. I'm getting him with pick 40. So, like, yes, like I didn't get SGA, but if I could get Donovan Mitchell, and for me, yo, I'm on record. I am not a Donovan Mitchell fan. I will likely be offering him in trades this year. Like, I'm not excited about Donovan Mitchell. But what you're gonna do when you see the Don, you see the Mitch, gotta hit the switch. Let's do it. Bing bong. So Donovan Mitchell, the best value that I've got all night. I'm hyped about it. Then we have, let's do a quick recap. We had SGA with the 310, Ben Simmons with the 311, Paolo Bankero with the 312. Then on the turn, we had Jalen Green go to Cantrell with the 4-1, Kawhi Leonard with the 4-2, Jaylen Brown with the 4-3, Donovan Mitchell with the 4-4, 44 fours, Paul George with the 4-5, Julius Randle with the 4-6. And I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Who is that? Atkins? Come on, man. Yo, this is no Julius Randle zone. I'm joking. Then we had DeAndre Ayton go with the 4-7. And then Team Vega is back up. If I know Team Vega, he's probably eyeing Brandon Ingram, Jimmy Butler, or Bradley Beal, or Zach LaVine. Those are one of those four. Bradley Beal. Listen, I know these guys, man. Team Romo goes with Drew Holiday. Great pick. Fred VanVleet is off the board, which a lot of value there. He went at what? Pick 46? Hold up. Good God, that's a lot of value. Oh, maybe not too much value. People are sleeping on him too. He's down here. Good God, where is Freddie? Fred VanVleet? I can't find him. Anyway, we'll have to come looking for him later. We have to call that. We got to do an APB on Fred VanVleet. After Fred VanVleet, we had Zach LaVine at the 411. Then we had CJ McCollum at the 412. Desmond Bane at the 5-1. I think that's a little early for Baney. Baney's crazy. Then let's see the value we have here. We got Josh Giddey still hanging around. We got Colin Sexton. Let's see. So really quick, we had Desmond Bane off the board with the 5-1, Brandon Ingram with the 5-2, Alperen Sengun with the 5-3, Terry Rozier with the 5-4, and then Jarrett Allen with the 5-5. Great pick, Team Vega. Team Vega is coming for the first championship. I see you, my guy. I love that pick. So I'm going to see where Giddey is. Giddey should be in the... He's ranked 37 according to Game Pick rankings. So that's 37. And then here on hashtag, he's 35 for Dynasty points. So I'm looking at Giddey, but I don't want to move too fast. Somebody got him already. Shish kebabs. I got to move quick. So let me figure this out. Butler, Valanciunas, Sexton. Where's Sexton rated? Ugh, this is getting ugly, man. I'm not happy with that. Brandon Ingram, Jalen Green, DeJounte. I'm not drafting Jimmy Butler, yo. If I draft Jimmy Butler, somebody slap me in the back of the head. John Collins, I'd be interested in. Oh, man, it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. Okay, so Sexton looks sexy to me, man. I'm interested in Sexton. He's young. He's going to a new team. I feel like I'm jumping out the window, but I'm gonna take the leap. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what most wouldn't do. Colin Sexton, come on home. I'm coming home. That Josh Giddey pick messed me all the way up. Oh, let me go ahead and get back to my 1-2 step. So looking down here, the Franz Wagners of the world. Let's see where Franz is ranked. Franz, Jamal Murray. Franz is going to be a focus point. Also, I'm going to try to draft Chet Holmgren by the 11th or 12th round. If somebody doesn't grab him by the 11th or 12th, I'm going to grab him. So my issue right now is that I have all guards. I don't have any small forwards. I don't even have a guard that plays small forward. And that is a concern. Look, David Vega says, damn, game pick going guard loaded. Absolutely. And for me, like, I'm all about positionless fantasy, right? Like, I need to have all of the positions filled, but I want to get the value. You know what I'm saying? So now as I shift gears in these later rounds, now that I got Kyrie, I got Devin Booker, I got Trae Young, I got Donovan Mitchell. Colin Sexton is kind of where I fall off a little bit, right? But on my next pick, I can't take D'Angelo Russell. I can't take Chris Paul. I can't take Russell Westbrook. I got to start looking at these forwards. So the forwards I'm eyeing right now, I'm looking at Wiggins. I'm looking at Markkanen. I'm looking at Franz Wagner. I'm looking at John Collins. John Collins will actually probably be my first pick. That's probably who I would go with first here. I'd probably go with Collins. I'm going to also queue up maybe Capella, if I could get a Capella kind of deal here. Christian Wood, let's see what hashtag is saying about Christian Wood really quick. Christian Wood is going 66. Right now, we are at pick 61. So Christian Wood is somebody that, although I'm not like jumping up and down doing backflips around, he's somebody that has given me value. Oh, he's drafted already. Shish kebabs. Man, my guys are going hard at me right now, yo. I'm going to do a recap in a minute, but I got to get focused for my next pick. Just know my guys are going super hard at me right now. Like all the guys I'm trying to pick, my people are snatching them up. So according to hashtag basketball, they got John Collins at 49. According to my rankings, I have John Collins at 48. John Collins, according to ESPN, is about 84. Now we're picking from pick 60. So for me, that's value according to my dynasty rankings. It's not value according to redraft, but I'm going to take John Collins here. No problem. He plays power forward and he plays center. So that's a good pickup for me. Now I'm going to continue to take a look and see what other forwards we can grab here. Tobias Harris, where is Tobias Harris going these days? Ugh, man, this is, it gets to a certain point of the draft where it starts getting ugly. So OG Anunoby is here at 49, which is interesting to me. Mikhail Bridges, Jabari Smith. Let's see where Jabari Smith falls. Let's see if I can cue him up. Because again, as soon as the way it's been working, as soon as I say their name, they grab them. It's like my guys are so focused right now. They're like, Robin, we all over you. Let's see where Wiggins is ranked right now. Wiggins, according to my rankings, I probably have him a lot lower than most. Yeah, Wiggins is 93 on my rankings. And let's see where he is on #basketball. We typically are pretty close because I kind of base my rankings on adjusting theirs. And that's how this partnership started. No, where is my man? He might be lower. No, yeah, he's 106 to them. Oh, no. Oh, man. And Wiggle. Oh, my goodness. I need a win quick. Let's see who. Keegan Murray. Okay. Keegan Murray plays power forward. Interesting. Where do they have Keegan? Where do we have Keegan Murray? And we're going to do the recap. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get to the recap. I just need to make sure I know where my man Keegan Murray is going. Keegan Murray. Oh, no, we don't have him that high, do we? No way. We don't have him that high. So Keegan Murray, according to #basketball, is 73. According to my rankings, he is 77. And right now we are at at that time now, right? So we're here. Team Vega's up with pick 77. Then we have a 78. We have an auto pick at 79. And Keegan Murray is coming up. So I'm hoping that Valdivia will pick someone else because I want Keegan Murray. If we get Keegan Murray, we're going to light up the cup. We're going to light up the cup. Okay? So let's do a recap while we wait. So we had So recap, we had Jared Allen, Josh Giddey, Jakob Poeltl, Kristaps Porzingis, Colin Sexton, Jimmy Butler, Jamal Murray, Wendell Carter Jr., Miles Turner, Christian Wood, Franz Wagner, John Collins, Lauri Markkanen, Jonas Valanciunas, Keldon Johnson, Clint Capella, Kevin Porter Jr., Chris Paul, Tyrese Maxey, Chris Middleton, D'Angelo Russell, OG Anunoby, Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield, Tyler Hero, Keegan Murray, no, and Andrew Wiggins. They're killing me, man. Freaking killing me. This is what you get when you like stream your life to people. This is what you get. Okay, so let's see how we can bounce back. Let's look for value. So Mikhail Bridges, not really excited, but according to my rankings, it's okay. Let's see what they have here. Mikhail Bridges is 53 according to #. According to Game Pick, he's 55. I am so not excited about that. Jabari Smith, I'll be more excited about Jabari Smith. And Jabari Smith, let's see where they have him. Jabari Smith is 58 according to #, and according to us, he's 59. So listen, it's not value according to this, man. And if I mess with these guys, there's no way that he's going to come back around to me. I'm not excited about it at all. But you know what? I might have to just do it. No, it's too much of a risk. I can't. I'm going to take Mikhail Bridges. It's too much of a risk. Too much of a risk for me. I can't. Mikhail Bridges, technically grabbing him at 82, according to our rankings, 53 for #, And then for us, 55, we can light up the daggone cup, man. We're not gonna go through a whole episode and not light up the cup, man. Let's light up the cup. We got Mikhail Bridges. I got Mikhail Bridges. He's 55 on game pick rankings. He's 53 on hashtag rankings. And I got him in the 7th round at pick 81. I'm so happy, lighting it up. The thing you got to do, like Mikhail Bridges is the reason I'm celebrating. Come on, man. Like, you got to really get it together. So let's finish that recap. We had Keegan Murray at the 7-6, Andrew Wiggins at the 7-7, Devin Vassell at the 7-8, Mikhail Bridges at the 7-9. Boo. 7-10 was Anthony Simons, and the 7-11 was Kyle Kuzma. Yummy. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so let's see what we got cooking here. Jabari Smith goes. There you go. You're not gonna get, you can't operate like this when you're sitting there sharing all of your information. So Jabari Smith is off the board. I was hoping he would come back around. Not gonna happen. Michael Porter Jr. want nothing to do with him. Porzingis, I'd be interested if he was around, but I'm sure he's not. Let's just check. Porzingis is gone like the wind. Let's see what else we got. Franz, Barrett, but I'm not looking for guards right now. Jaden Ivey, not looking for guards right now. Okongwu, no fun if your homies can't have none. Benedict Mathurin, yes, there we go. We got another target that someone is gonna steal. Someone is gonna be, and this is not live, yo. This is not even live right now. This is like me recording this draft, and these jokers, these freaking fantasy nerds, know my exact moves. I love it. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Look, Bay Thompson says Team Cantrell is stealing all of the players that I want. I'm gonna say everyone is stealing the players I want. LOL. It's true. Let's go back to the recap. So we had Anthony Simons at the 7-10, Kyle Kuzma at the 7-11, Jabari Smith at the 7-12. Heartbreaking. So, Sadiq Bey at the 8-1, and then Karis LeVert at the 8-2. So I'm going to be grabbing Mathurin here if he's available. Let's see where we have him. He's ranked, according to my rankings, at 97. According to hashtag basketball, he's at 94. We would be grabbing him a little early at the 88. Hey, listen, at this point, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm getting forwards, you know, I'm taking a leap, especially with rookies, right? Because we don't know what's gonna happen with the rookies. They could turn out to be like, you know, league-winning players. So people are speaking highly of Mathurin. And if he's a bust, then we sit him on the bench and we find somebody else, right? So am I convincing myself or am I convincing you? Not sure, but I'm going to take one more gander before I pick him to see if there's a decent big that I'll be interested in. Oh, no parts of these guys. Man, it gets to a certain part of the draft where it's like ugly. It's like ugly. Like Benedict Mathurin off the board, goes to team game pick. RJ Barrett went before that at the 8-3, and then we have Benedict Mathurin at the 8-4. Let's go back to our lineups here, or our rankings here. So Gary Trent Jr. is somebody that I'd be looking at. Ooh, man, Gary Trent Jr. He's I'm not trying to grab guards right now, right? But he's one of those guys. If he's around, he can have an impact. Klay Thompson, too old. I don't want nothing to do with that. Mitchell Robinson, not crazy about him. Jaden Ivey, I'm interested in, but, you know, I got a lot of guards. Like my man David Vegas say, I got a lot of guards. I want to like see if I can get a little more balance. Couple centers. I don't have any centers drafted yet. So I want to make sure I have that in place before I start grabbing any more guards. Jeremy Grant is an interesting play here. He's way down, but there's no telling what kind of season or production he's going to have. There's one of my centers. I'm looking at Nick Claxton. Definitely looking at Nick Claxton. I'm going to put him in the queue. Love that. Love that. So we had a couple people go off the board. I had Jordan Poole at the 8-5, Spencer Dinwiddie at the 8-6, Jaden Ivey at the 8-7, Team Valdivia. I love it. I'm going to take Nick Claxton next, and then I'm taking Chet Holmgren. And people got to say what they want to say, you know, but I'm taking Chet. I'm going to take Chet after that because I don't think with this group, I think if I wait around until the 12th round as initially planned, that I don't think he's gonna be there. I think that I'm gonna be all up Booty's Creek with no paddle if I wait that long for him. So I'm going to queue him up now, and I'm gonna grab one more player. I'm gonna grab someone like a Nick Claxton or something of that effect. And then I'm gonna like lock in. Jalen Smith is even another one I'm looking at, honestly. Let me see where Jalen Smith is ranked. Let me see what we got Jalen Smith going. Jalen Smith is one that I'm also quite interested in. Also Isaiah Jackson is another one I'm quite interested in. Jalen Smith is not around here, huh? Shaden Sharp is another one I'm looking at. Jalen Smith is 131. So we'll grab Jackson first, actually, so we could kind of be in line with these rankings. Jalen Smith is Isaiah Jackson is ranked 104. Then I have Isaiah Jackson at 104 as well. And now I'm up with the 105 pick. So I'm going to grab Jackson. He plays a little center and some power forward. So I'm going to grab him. Boom. Then the next pick, I'm taking Chet. I'm not messing with these guys. Like, this is Dynasty. There's no way I'm messing with these guys to see if they'll let me have him later. So let me do a quick recap. We had, and I hope I don't call this into fruition, that somebody's going to snipe him from me. Somebody's going to snipe him. And if it's, and who's up? Out of Sexland has 2 picks. I think Sexland might be it. He's a person that I got to watch out for. Actually, Cantrell and Swaffalot. All of these guys before me have 2 picks except for Swaffalot, my bad. So Swaffalot actually does have 2 picks. He has pick now, and then he has pick 111. So they are going to be going for Holmgren. If they don't, we're going to turn the lights on again. We're going to turn the lights on. So let's do that recap. We had Jordan Poole, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jaden Ivey, Michael Porter Jr., Nurkic, Portis, Jaren Jackson Jr. Love that pick, Team Bellata. Way to think long-term. We got Jalen Suggs, Brogdon, Okongwu, Thompson, Harris, Trent, P.J. Washington, Josh Hart, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson, Mitch Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, Robert Williams. Okay, so we had Robert Williams at the 9-12, and then somebody sniped James Wiseman from me at the 10-1. But the good news is Chet Holmgren is still on the board. So I'm interested, highly interested in Chet Holmgren. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roster spots left. Herb Jones goes off the board at the 10-2. Swaffalot, please do not pick Chet Holmgren. Please do not pick him. Stay away from him. I'm going to take him. He's a generational talent. Whatever. Let's see what we can do. And then I think I'm going to start drafting best available. I think I'm going to stay away from the young guys. I have enough future assets. I think I'm going to leave the dynasty rankings, and I think I'll actually switch to the fantasy projection rankings, to see what kind of immediate value we can get. But it looks like I'll be able to get Chet unless Swaffalot really makes a reach, and Swaffalot grabs Trey Jones. Love it. So I'm going to take Chet. There's no way Chet comes back around to me. I'm going to just take him now. I'm going to just take him, stash him. Take him, stash him. So now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. We have 12 keepers every year in this dynasty league. So we'll be drafting. We'll have 3 players that we can draft, or 3 rounds we can draft every year. So for me, I'm thinking about my top 12. So my top 12 right now, are the people who are on the board. I have a bunch of young players here. I don't have many vets. I didn't really build around vets. The oldest guys I have are Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? So now what I'm going to do is try to fill the rest of my roster out with the best available players and see what we can come up with here. So according to hashtag basketball points league projections here, or fantasy basketball projections, these are Yahoo rest of season rankings projections. I'm in the 80s, so let me see what I got here. Yeah, I think I would prefer to just stick to the dynasty rankings. That's throwing me off a little bit. So let's go to points leagues. Boom. All right, cool. Now let's see what we got. So center-wise, I have 2 centers right now. I have 1, 2, 3 power forwards, a ton of guards. And looks like I got 2 small forwards. So I could probably grab another small forward or 2, but again, I'm just looking for the best value right now. Somebody like Marcus Smart is interesting to me. Someone like Draymond Green is interesting to me. Harrison Barnes is interesting to me. Also quite interested still in Nick Claxton. Bones Highland is someone that's interesting to me. Lonzo, not messing with Lonzo. I don't want to stash him. Norman Powell is somebody that's interesting to me. Let me start queuing some of these guys up. Yeah, again, Draymond is normally not my type of hype. You know, not someone somebody I'm looking to draft. But you know, Draymond puts up numbers, man. When he's healthy, he puts up numbers. Somebody just grabbed him. So I'm not mad at that. We're gonna do the recap in a minute. I just want to go ahead and start queuing some of these guys up. Norman Powell. Again, Lonzo. I'm not messing with Lonzo. I'm not stashing Lonzo. I see somebody just grabbed him. I'm not messing with Lonzo. Trey Mann is somewhat interesting to me. Jonathan Kuminga, somewhat interesting to me. Reggie Jackson could be definitely short-term value right now, as same for Evan Fournier. Like immediate value right now, somebody that could get you some value, and we're going to be up in a pick or 2. So I'm going to have to start figuring out what my next step is. It looks clearly like it's going to be Nick Claxton, especially with that team getting healthy. He seems like the one that will be kind of a dark horse to be the missing piece, or the wild card piece, if you will. So I'm excited about him. And I'm just kind of scrolling down this thing here. Let me see where Sharp is, because that's somebody I'm going to be looking at in all my drafts. Oh, Shaedon Sharp is still there. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab Claxton now. And then I'm going to be likely looking for someone else like the Shaedon Sharps of the world later. Maybe grab one more young player. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 slots available. Again, another older, we have a very young team. The oldest guy we have on the team right now looks like Kyrie Irving, and that's kind of the build that we're going for. However, I want to get some veterans up here that I know can produce, but there's not much at this point in the draft. Montrezl Harrell, I don't think he's going to have like the kind of role that will equate to championships. So I'm going to stay away from him. Marcus Smart is somebody I am interested in, but again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a bunch of guards, but Marcus Smart is definitely somebody I'm eyeing right now. I have some interest in Marcus Smart, so I'll go ahead and cue him up. John Wall is kind of a mystery play for me. Bones Highland, yes, I'm interested in Bones Highland. Al Horford with the Robert Williams injury can definitely fill a space for me. Dorian Finney-Smith with the departure of Jalen Brunson and him continuing to ascend could be interesting. Kind of a question mark, but I'll be interested in checking it out. Bojan Bogdanovic has always been consistent for me in fantasy. I love him, so I'll cue him up as well. And this part of the draft is where you kind of fill in those holes to kind of create the identity of your team, you know? Terrence Mann, I keep hearing people talk about him, but he's not for me. I can't even bring myself to cue him up. Same thing with Rui Hachimura. Not interested. Patrick Beverly, I would like to, but I'm not. Obi Toppin, no. Let me do a quick recap. So we were at, I think we were at about Jaren Jackson, Jalen Suggs at the 8-12, Malcolm Brogdon at the 9-1, Okongwu at the 9-2, Klay Thompson at the 9-3, Tobias Harris at the 9-4, Gary Trent at the 9-5, great pick, David Vega, PJ Washington at the 9-6, Josh Hart, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, Robert Williams, James Wiseman, Herb Jones, Trey Jones, Chet Holmgren. Risky, but I love the stash. Robin, Cole Anthony, Brandon Clark, Kelly Oubre, Jeremy Grant, Chris Boucher, Dylan Brooks, Gordon Hayward, Draymond Green, Monty Morris, Jonathan Isaac, Mike Conley, Malik Beasley, Lonzo Ball, DeAnthony Melton, Zubac, Eason, Claxton, Bridges, Drummond, McDaniels, and I am up with a pick. So let's see what I got here. Best available is Montrezl Harrell or Marcus Smart, but I don't really have any interest in any of those guys. Like, well, I do have interest in Marcus Smart, but I don't know if I want to grab him as my next guard. If I was going to grab another guard, I would grab Bones Highland. So, and again, I could be wrong about Bones, but you never know. You never know. Let's go with Bones Highland. Okay, so Jaden McDaniels at the 11-12. Jalen Duran at the 12-1, Jordan Clarkson at the 12-2, Cameron Johnson at the 12-3, Bones Highland at the 12-4, Marvin Bagley Jr. at the 12-5, Montrezl Harrell at the 12-6. Okay, so now I only have 3 spots left. So for me, let me just look at the makeup of my team. Point guard, Trae Young. 2 guard, Devin Booker. My 3 is Mikhail Bridges. Ugh. My 4, John Collins. Not bad. My 5, Isaiah Jackson. Ugh. My 6 man is Kyrie Irving. Very good. My forward is Benedict Mathurin. Love it. Then we have Donovan Mitchell. Ooh, love it. Colin Sexton. Ooh, love it. Holmgren, which will be in my IR. Love it. Claxton. Highland. Okay. And I got three spots left. So for me, next up, I'm going to be looking at if I got 3 spots left, really, and think about it. For me in fantasy, I typically drop players like it's nobody's business. Like players are going to get dropped. One thing I know about fantasy sports is that Al Horford will find a way to be valuable, and he is old as dirt. The issue I have with Al Horford is that he rests games, and I don't typically draft players that rest games. So I'm a little concerned about that aspect of him, and the possibility of having him on my team. So that's one thing that I'm a little concerned about. No, somebody grab Norman Powell. I love it. Who was it? Valdivia. Whatever, man. Love that. Guys are crushing me with that, man. So let me see. So Shaedon Sharpe is not going to be around. If I'm going to wait one more round for him and see if I can get some veteran leadership right now, because he's not going to be around in a little bit. John Wall, as much as I would like to see him do his thing, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I want to believe and I want to try, but I'm not sure. I have more faith in Al Horford just because I've seen Al Horford do the do. I just seen him do the do. And now Robert Williams is out. They're going to lean on him. Now, there's a whole mess going on in Boston. So I'm not really trying to buy in on Boston, but I'm going to buy in on Horford. Let's do it. Booyah. Okay. So Al Horford is one of my late pickups. And you know what? I would keep that would be my oldest player, right? I would keep the old man vibe going and grab someone like a John Wall, but I got so many guards. So for me, my next target is Shaedon Sharpe, just because I think if I wait for the last pick that someone else is going to take him with the last pick. So I'm going to grab Shaedon Sharpe and pray and hope that they stay away from him. And then we'll look at the waiver wire and we'll see what's happening there. Like people, your in-season roster management is what will win you your championship. Your championship will not be won in the draft. The trades you make, the free agent acquisitions that you make will lead to you winning a championship, not your draft. But it's important to have a good draft, and I would think of the dynasty startup drafts that I've done, this one is probably about a B-. Like I could have did a little better if I didn't fully train all of my competitors or many of my competitors because they were like in my head, yo. Like I'm not even gonna go there right now because it is too late and I am not about to do that to myself. So I'm not gonna wait for Shaedon Sharpe. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take him with the next pick just because I know that someone is gonna grab him. And again, he might not do anything, y'all. He might literally be somebody that's droppable, but you don't know. And this is called Dynasty for a reason because we're thinking about a team that will have forever, like our, a permanent team, if you will. So like for me, somebody that I've been trying to grab on my last pick in every draft, I'm going to take him a pick before because these guys have probably been watching. Maybe no one has any interest in him. Maybe I'm the only one, but I'm not going to take that risk tonight. I'm going to grab me some Shaedon Sharpe and see if Portland gives the young man any burn because I hear that he is the mystery man. Like he could arguably be one of the greats if, his he checks all of the boxes and gets on the field, on the court. Shaedon Sharpe. Crazy. Okay, last pick. Let's take a look and see who and what we want to do. I'm eyeing Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm eyeing John Wall right here. I'm very interested in John Wall. Very interested. If I can get John Wall, my last pick, very interested. Don't think it's going to happen because we have looks like 4 auto picks before me. Pokachevsky is somebody, maybe, again, not sexy at all. Denny Avdia, no. Bruce Brown, there's a lot of names out here, but it's not very interesting. Markelle Fultz, ooh. Does he have a broken toe right now? Like, why is he not injured here? I thought he had a broken toe. Markelle Fultz, man. Oh, Rashawn Holmes. That would be a very great. That's who I'm picking last. If in fact I have if he's available, he will be my last pick. It will be Rashawn Holmes. Yep. Let's see how many centers I grabbed. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope there's no position. I didn't put any position limits on this. Like that position limits stuff got to stop, man. Like just let people pick who they want to pick, man. Like really though. Okay. So let's do a quick recap just to kind of get you guys up to speed. We had, I think I was up to Jalen McDaniels, Jalen Duren, Jordan Clarkson, Cameron Johnson, Bones Highland at the 12-4, Marvin Bagley Jr., Montrezl Harrell at the 12-6, Lou Dort at the 12-7, Davion Mitchell, Marcus Smart, Kevin Huerter, Kyle Lowry, Dennis Schroeder at the 12-12. At the 13-1, we had Harrison Barnes, 13-2, Kobe White, 13-3, Derek White, 13-4, Bogdan Bogdanovic. Then we had Jonathan Kuminga, Norman Powell, Adams, Steven, that is, DeAndre Hunter. Then we had Al Horford, Jared Vanderbilt, Victor Oladipo, Mark Williams, Dyson Daniels, Mo Bamba, Patrick Williams, Shaedon Sharpe, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, John Wall, Taylor Horton Tucker, Jeremy Robinson Earl, Aaron Gordon at the 14-9, TJ McConnell, Jalen Williams, Dorian Finney-Smith, Mason Plumlee, Josh Christopher, Will Barton, Chris Duarte, Oche Abaji. I think that's the first time I've seen somebody draft him. Good job, Dave Vega. You are on fire. Oh, Robin is up. Game Pick Podcast. You know I'm grabbing my man, Rashawn Holmes. Come on home. Was that? What happened there? Was I not allowed to draft him? Is it because he's a center and I have a center limit? Lord, give me the strength. I can't do this. What the heck? Like really? Really? I'll take Bojan. Why not? Welcome to Detroit. I can't take him either. Oh, I'm not up. Oh shoot! Look at me. Let me get my stuff together. I'm so over it, guys. I'm so over it. There he is. I'm removing people from my queue. We are up with the final pick for this round and this draft. I'm gonna grab Rashawn Holmes. Rashawn Holmes. I'm coming Holmes. I'm coming Holmes. After Chris Duarte, we had Oche Agbaji, Isaiah Stewart, Kelly Olynyk, Walker Kessler, Rashawn Holmes. Swaffalot is up with his final pick. So much to choose from. Let's see what he does. Going once, going twice. And I love that, like, he's taking time. Yep. David Vega says, good draft, guys. I say agreed. Great work at David. Then we had, after Rashawn Holmes was Denny Advia, then Kevin Love. Oh, Kevin Love. I love that pick. At the last pick, you grabbing Kevin Love. And then Cantrell has the final pick. Let's see who he grabs. Come on, man. Make us proud. Do something worth doing, man. Have purpose and ingenuity. He grabs Emmanuel quickly. I love it. So let's quickly go through the Game Pick Podcast team. Here we go. In round 1, we grabbed Trae Young. Round 2, Devin Booker. Round 3, Kyrie Irving. Round 4, Donovan Mitchell. Round 5 is kind of where it got a little questionable, but I'm still happy. Colin Sexton with 5, 5th round. 6th round, John Collins. 7th, we had Mikhail Bridges. Then we jumped out the window with the rookie, Benedict Mathurin. That was with the 8th pick. 9th round, we had Isaiah Jackson. 10th, Chet Holmgren. People are going to think I'm crazy, but this is a dynasty. This is like, we're going to be playing for a couple of years with the same team. So I'm going to put him in my IR. And then when we come around next year, he's going to be one of my keepers. Nick Claxton went next, then Bones Highland, Al Horford, Shaedon Sharpe, another roll of the dice, and then Rashawn Holmes. If you have an idea for a future episode, please do me a favor and drop us a comment and let us know. Also, please join our private Discord server if you need help with waiver pickups, trades, dynasty questions, team names, the works. All you have to do is hit the link in the YouTube description of this episode. Also, don't forget to bang on that subscribe button and hit us with a thumbs up and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget, play the waivers, set your lineups, and check out the next video, you freaking fantasy nerd.